never really been a huge fan of the cops for obvious reasons, but I had an altercation a couple weeks ago. I was up in Whistler, just minding my own business, hanging out with some friends. I was designated driving because, you know, I was planning on going back home, and ain't nobody trying to do the sea to sky in the middle of the night with a few in them, right? Like, you know, I won't lie. I'll have a beer or two and, like, drive home from here. That's all right. I can cartwheel home with my eyes closed from here. But I'm not trying to fucking bomb that hill. So, anyways, my friends were drinking. And the car, it smelled like weed. And it smelled like alcohol. As it should when your friends are drinking and smoking and you're taking them home safely. I get about a minute out of the parking lot. I shit you not, a minute, because we were still in the village, and I had paused at a green to make sure that I was making the right or the left because I don't know the area that well. Bloop, bloop. Bop! Sir, I just want to see if you're an impaired driver. I noticed you stopped at a green. It's like, I mean, I paused at the green to make sure I didn't drive into anyone, or it's really dark out. I'm sure you can understand. Well, we want to make sure you're not impaired. Like, well, I'm not. I'm designated driving. He's like, well, I'm smelling alcohol, so come out. And I was like, is this necessary, sir? Or really just trying to opens my door, pulls me out of the car. Like it's the fucking 60s. By the way, that's what I was trying to remember the other thing I wanted to say. We'll get back to the story in a second. Morris, you're on reminding me where I was in the story. But the other observation I've made is that like this Black Lives Matter movement. All right, like if you don't mind me asking you guys, how old are you? One of you guys can answer. 24. Okay, so this is your first Black Lives Matter-ish, give or take. Like the first and a half, right? First and a half. Oh yeah, right. There was the 2016 one. Right. Okay. I'm with you too. Well, you get two. Basically, every generation, give or take on average, every generation gets to ask once. Ever since the 50s, right? It's been like, hey, can you stop killing us in the streets? And the answer is never no. The answer is no, but, right? Like back in Martin Luther King days, it was like, no, but you could sit in the middle of the bus. Couple years later, 25, 30 years later, it's like, hey, you mind not killing us in the streets anymore? And they're like, nah, no. We'll up your voting rights and maybe we'll count some of them. And this year, this last one, it was like, hey, do you think you guys can stop fucking killing us in the streets already? And it was like, no. But will this black square do? You know what I'm saying? It's like each year they used to, we were making some like we got the vote, we got the bus, and now it's just like, hashtag we tried. The other day, actually yesterday, okay, you guys are gonna love this one. My homie's here, hope you don't mind, man. But the other day, yesterday, I was on set, I was on a film set, I was shooting a commercial, and as far as I've known, for the 11 years I've been in Vancouver, there's been one other Kwasi, right? But he's my physical opposite, so as far as booking an actor for a role goes, we don't really bump into each other all that much. But I show up to set, and there he is, the other Kwasi. And you could just see all the producers just patting themselves on the back like, racism solved. We did it, guys. Now, we'll call one John and the other Mark, cuz. Anyways, where was I? Yes, takes me out. He gives me a breathalyzer. I was like, officer, you're really wasting your time, but hey, I know better than to, I'll say my little piece, but I know better. I'm trying to go home because apparently I'm supposed to be happy about just leaving the situation alive. So he gives me a breathalyzer. Nothing. I've been drinking. He gives me another one. He says that this one is inconclusive, so I have to do another one. He gives me a third breathalyzer. 3. And he's just like, you're not breathing right. I was like, that is a fucking quote. He's like, you're not breathing right. You're supposed to exhale. It's like, officer, I've been breathing for a while now. I don't know much. But I know how to breathe into a fucking tube. And this kid, I mean it. He couldn't have been older than 25 years old. So when I say this fucking kid, I actually mean that. Like, I've been pulled over and breathalyzed more times than he's pulled people over. As a 25-year-old police officer, for him to have the same authority as someone who's been on the force for like 40 years or 30 years or something makes no sense to me. Because, yeah, you're a cop. You did the fucking 4-minute training. You did the online webinar. You got your gun. You're a fucking cop. But you're still a fucking 25-year-old. And with no disrespect intended, you don't have the moral wherewithal to discern when to be a cop and when to be like, you been drinking? No, okay. Oh, your friend's fucked up. Okay, cool. Well, you guys get home safe, you know? Like, the discretion, I guess. You know, because it's like dealing with a 25-year-old is dealing with a fucking 25-year-old. No matter what their job is. They're assholes. I love you. They're assholes.
Good save.
Anywho, 4th breathalyzer.
Dude.
He's like, it just flashed red, right? And the last time I got breathalyzed, there were numbers on the thing. Apparently they've changed that. They don't show you how many, like what you've blown or whatever. It just colors now, right? Look like the same machine they used to take your temperature, but whatever. Within minutes, this guy calls backup. Officer Jeff shows up. Now, I've been dealing with fucking Shawn Mendes for about 20 minutes. Officer Jeff is the cop that made me take my hands out nice and clear. The Officer Jeff shows up with a perfect handlebar mustache. Officer Jeff shows up with his hands glued to his 9. And I'm just like, he didn't even have this fucking, I was like, you know what? You win. I blinked and they got a tow truck, got my car up on the tow truck, put that shit in impound. Right now my car is in impound in Whistler. Yeah, me and my boys had to split a $300 cab to get back home that night, and it's in impound it's already been like 3 weeks, and it's probably going to be there for another 2 months unless I lose the review. I had to pay $200 more to defend myself. That's where we're at right now. So if you're wondering why you shouldn't tell your black friends how to feel about shit. Take this story with you. I hope none of them are watching because it's still out. It's still out. We'll get off that. I just wanted to get some of that stuff off my chest. Switching and ending, you brought up that I'm an actor. I am. It's my love. It's my passion. And I found that they're really, it's a little messy. I kind of gave you a little bit of a story of how they're like trying to make it more diverse. But I had an audition, I did a tape audition. And in that audition, now this is for a Disney TV show. In that audition, I get pulled over for talking on my phone while I'm driving, and I get taken out of the car. Disney writers. I get taken out of the car, and I, put my hands up on the wall and all that. And I did it. I did the damn thing because the job is the job is the job. And I sent it in, and I could have put money. I could have put money that they were going to send me the audition again, but to play the cop. Because I bet you anything, as soon as they got that tape in and they're just like, they must have been like, fuck! No! Now the funny thing is, instead of rewriting the scene, they're gonna take the job from me. I don't give a fuck. That's a paycheck. I don't give a shit. They're gonna take 10 episodes of TV and a bigger paycheck and give that to a white dude and have me play the cop, which is a 5-day role and half the pay in the attempt to not look racist. And I'm gonna just leave you motherfuckers with that. Have a good night. Thank you, Morris.
Kwasi, everybody. We fucking love that guy.
Damn, bro.
I love that dude.
Dude, when that Whistler shit was like yesterday? Or like a little bit ago?
3 weeks ago.
Dude, how does a fucking cop tell a black guy he's breathing wrong?
Like, bro, also, especially 3 weeks ago. It was like happening that second.
Literally, yeah.
Like,
that's like that.
Damn, dude.
Fuck, dude.